ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So we were discussing about the Saraswata Samhita. So that is a dependable, reliable, right source for Pancaratra tradition. And therefore, Sri Satvate, so in Sri Satvata Samhita, Dvayavimshe, in the 12th Parichede chapter, 12th division, Samayi Putraka Sadhaval Lakshano. Make it a little big, or shall I? I think it's not possible for me to make bigger fonts. Okay, right. Samayi Putraka Sadhaka Lakshanokti Anantaram Acharya Lakshane Sankaryam Agamanancha Veti Vakyavashat Tuyaha Iti Yuktva Shastra Sankara Shodhanartham Anantaram Uchyate. The main thread of this book will be no mix-up of traditions. That is highly recommended, strongly argued, and it is also asserted, very seriously asserted, that no mixture of traditions should happen at any cost, at any time, by any priest. So now, Samayi Putraka, Samayi also meaning the tradition. Samayaha is also used in Tamil for religion. Samayaha generally meaning time, as we understand in Tamil. And it also means contract. A business contract also can be called Samayaha. So now the contract between you and me is the Pancaratra Raksa project. So Samayi meaning here tradition. That is, you can call it as Pancaratra Samayaha and Vaikhanasa Samayaha. Let us restrict ourselves to only these two, because we are talking only about Pancaratra and we are not worried about Shaivagama. So let us not consider that Shaivagama is also inclusive or included here. No. Then Samayi Putraka. Putraka in the sense, Putra meaning son, as you know. Putraka means a very younger son. Putraka. Balaha, Balakaha, that way. Balaha is 5 years old. Balaka is 2 years old. So Putra son and Putraka is younger son. So who is the younger son of this Samaya tradition? Namely, the novice, we say, novice. That is, first time he is initiated into the Pancaratra Agama and he is asked to worship in the temple. So Samayi Putraka, he is young in the sense not much knowing the Pancaratra tradition. And of course, sadhaka is one who practices. Sadhaka meaning practices. Now, there is a difference between two people, namely, recently introduced young boy. Rather, maybe he is old in the age, but young in knowledge. And therefore, so Putraka can mean any aged person, but he is not fully aware of the tradition. He has just started. And sadhaka is one who has already practiced it. He knows practical and theory of any tradition. Then we have in this particular 12th chapter of Sri Satvata Samhita, we have definitions for a Putraka and definitions for a Sadhaka. A Putraka will become in future Sadhaka. He is supposed to become, a Putraka is supposed to become Sadhaka. Meaning, as age goes on and by experience, he has to gain full knowledge of the tradition. He must practice his concentration of his mind should be always on God. Just like a brahmachari. Brahmachari doesn't mean, as we say, bachelor status. Unmarried condition is not brahmachari. Brahmachari is one who is fully busy with the thoughts of God. The same way, sadhaka. So after giving the definitions of a putraka and a sadhaka, that means a novice and an experienced person over a particular tradition called samayaha. Anantaram, later, acharya lakshani. Now, this putraka or sadhaka, both must have learned from a preceptor. That preceptor also is a very busy priest in a temple. He knows how to teach the tradition, therefore he is called acharya. That means highly experienced, highly knowledgeable, and highly wise priest is called acharya. One who can transfer the skills in order to follow strictly the tradition of their own, namely Pancaratra or Vaikhanas. In the definition of an acharya, preceptor, acharya is preceptor. I think we have already seen the definition of a preceptor, but let us say again, so that we remember how an acharya should act. Achinoti shastrarthan. The word acharya is split into syllables. So acharati iti acharya. Not only advises, precepts, and also follows as an example. I mean, he is an example. He is a model to follow. He is a role model. So achinoti shastrarthan. He collects all good ideas from the sciences, especially here Pancaratra. Achinoti shastrarthan. Achare sthapayati api. He establishes people or makes people understand that the right behavior. Achara is behavior. It doesn't mean what we call tirtu in Tamil or suchihi in Sanskrit, namely purity. We are not talking about the purity here. Total behavior, including that we are talking about total behavior, achara. The attitude also. So sankaryam, so what happens is achinoti shastratan acharya sthapayatyapi yaha swayam kurute, one who does it by himself. Swayam kurute saha acharya iti uchyate. He is called acharya. So he said, that is in the definition of a preceptor, it is said that sankaryam agamanancha veti vakya vashattu yaha. A preceptor will automatically know from the theory and the practical adopted by a priest in the temple, in reality, he will understand that this priest is not good, and the priest mixes up traditions. And then he understands that how he behaves in the temple, in the sense he has found out the mix-up of ideas, mix-up of actions in the temple. Veti, meaning knows, K-N-O-W-S. He knows. Sankaryam, the mix-up of Agamanam, of the different types of procedures in temples. Vakyavashatu yaha. Simply by listening to the words uttered by the priest in the temple, he can easily find out that the priest is doing wrong. Vakyavashat. When he uses the words, he will identify the mistakes and he will identify the tradition also. Whether it is Vaikhanasa tradition or Pancaratra, he can easily identify. Yaha, who can do that, he is an acharya. If he is not able to recognize the differences of the tradition while teaching the skills to the other priests, then he is a useless preceptor. So he is not a preceptor at all. He is an unreal preceptor. Iti uktva, thus saying, Shastra Sankara Shodhana Artham Anantaram Uchate. Now we are going to test the veracity of the science, Pancaratra or Vaikhanasa. Why? We have to find out the underlying truth, and we have to depend upon Bhagavad Shastram, namely Lakshmi Tantram and Pancharatram, directly given by Lord from his own mouth. So Shastra Sankara Shodhanartham, in order to test the mixture of traditions, sciences, we are going to discuss it later. So this is the tradition, this is the sentence here. Anantaram Uchate. Rather, here you can say. That means Anantaram means only next sentence. So we have a very big set of verses which tell us, I think no number is given, unfortunately. Tatravai Trividam Vakyam Divyamcha Munibhashitam Paurusham Cha Aravindaksha Tadbhedam Avadharaya. Now, new address is given to Lord Brahma, and he is also called, just like the Lord Sriman Narayana, he is also called sitting over the lotus. He has also got lotus eyes, lotus-like eyes. Lotuses are their eyes. When you say Aravindaksha, it's called Rupakam, metaphor. It's a metaphorical term. Or you can take it as simile, Upama, where you can say eyes are compared to a lotus, and eyes are superior in beauty than the lotus, and so on. And if you look at the eyes, you need not see the lotus. That is, these are the, what we call, different shades of the Alankara figure of speech. So, hey Aravindaksha, oh lotus-eyed man, who is that Brahma here? Please remember Avadharaya, please understand. Last word, Avadharaya, understand. Tad Bhedam, its division, its difference. Oh, Trividam Vakyam, there are three types of sentences. And among the three types of sentences, there are two categories, namely Divyam and Munibhashitam. So all the three sentences are either said by the Lord himself or by a sage. You must identify whether it is a sage's statement or a God's statement. There is only one God for us. And thirdly, Paurusham. So you must identify whether these three sentences are of a God or of a sage or of other virility. Does it have power? The sentences, do they have power? Paurusham. What we call virility, in the sense producing power, power of production. Cha and Aravindaksha. Or you can say that there are only three sentences. One belongs to the God, that is divine. The other one belongs to the sage, and the other one called Purusha. What is that Purusha? We may not understand. That's why I took up this other meaning. So Tad Bhedam Avadharya. Please understand the difference among these three. Yad Arthat Asandigdham. Artadhyam Asandigdham. So when it is full of meaning, Arthadhyam meaning, it has got deep meaning, tertiary meaning, what we call suggestion. A priest or even a preceptor cannot directly and immediately understand the essence of the words found in Pancaratra or some other agama. One has to read very attentively. I am teaching Parameshwara Samhita to one of the Bhattas, priests in Srirangam temple. We have got a very big book. It can be only used as a pillow. It's not possible to read. So we underwent only a few pages, 30 pages. And he is busy and I don't have also time. So the problem is understanding deeply the Samhita. So once you understand the Samhita, Yat Artha Adhyam, full of meaning, fully packed with meaning. Asandigdham, clearly, with clarity. No sandeha is there. No doubt is there. No fear is also there. No fear. So sandeha, samshayaha we say. Then swacham is very clean. Clean in the sense words are very clear. Again, so there is no doubt. There is no the words are clear. There's a little difference between no doubt and the words are very clear. Some words are talking about the idea in a roundabout way. And therefore, we have to, we may entertain doubts. But without doubts, some words are there, easily understood. So, Swacham. And again, how many words are there? Alpa Akshara, with a few letters. Not many letters. The book is not big. So, Alpa Akshara. And Stiram. These are all definitions of a sentence. Definition of a good sentence is given here. So, Stiram, very, very firm, categorical in statement. Then Tate Parameshwaram. That's why I told you. Parameshwara Samhita is being taught. So Parameshwaram Vakyam, when you take it from the mouth of the Lord, namely Shiva, then Ajna Siddham hi Moksham. So it has got two aspects. Number one, it is full of orders which cannot be disobeyed. It is full of instructions, strict instructions. Ajna Siddham. When we follow these instructions scrupulously, then we will get the benefit. What is the benefit? The final benefit is emancipation, moksha. If we, when I say it negatively, just to stress the point. So if we don't follow strictly the instructions, then it will not give moksha. Now, what is the purpose of our life is moksha. Whether you are a priest in the temple or not, you are supposed to aim at the fourth human goal of life. Not very soon, but at least at the end of the life. As Swami Deshika already put it in his Sri Nyadas Dashakam, which we use in daily Tiruvaradhanam at home, namely, Etad Dehavasane Mam Tatpadam Prapayasvaya. So please make me reach your divine feet only at the end of this human body. Don't take it away even now. Sometimes people also do prapatti called total surrender called dripta prapatti or artha prapatti. I want moksha today and now. So that is not the purpose here. The priest must live long and do service in the temple till his old age. I met one such in Coimbatore, Ram Temple, Ramnagar Ram Temple. He was 95. He was still active. He was more, stronger than me when I met him. 95. I think he must live by 100. Prasamsakam vai siddhinam sampravartakam api. Why this one? Sampravartakam api atha. Okay, api atha. I think fonts must be little bigger so that. So prasamsakam vai siddhinam sampravartakam api atha. Atha then. Now, how do we appreciate these traditions? Or you can say, how do we appreciate the successes? Now, when we get success, we will appreciate. But before getting the success, we must guess that the successes are at hand. They are in proximity. They are in close nearness. So, prasamsakam vai. And again, the whole Pancaratra tradition in Parameshwara Samhita would praise itself within the sentences. Prasamsa Purvam, we say. It will contain always adoration of the Pancaratra tradition. I have seen it in Pancham Parameshwara Samhita, many strict instructions, and positive and negative, more negative than positive. If you don't do this, you will get this. So these are all, the negative sentences are more. And a priest is alerted in every paragraph, say every set of verses. Then Siddhinam Sampravartakam Apiyatha. So it is not enough that we praise the book Samhita, Parameshwara Samhita. We must know how to proceed further. Sampravartakam. Pravartakam is proceeding. Sampravartakam is proceeding well. Carefully, diligently, we must follow strictly the instruction. Then only we can further go on. So it is not just to do false praise. My tradition is very good. I say as a priest of Pancaratra or Vaikhanasa, I say my tradition is better than the other one. I love this, and so on. Even if you love this, it will not give fruits. You must act upon that. So that is Sampravartak. And thirdly, third quality of the Parameshwara Samhita is Sarvesham Ranjaka. Not only the priest, but also the devotees of God who visit the temple should become happy. It will be amusing. Sometimes awe-inspiring. So Ranjakam, Sarvesham Ranjakam. It should please all. Guda Nishchayi Karana Chamam. And it should also contain secrets. Guda hidden. Nishchayi Karanam is taking decision. Without the help of the priest, devotees of the temple cannot go on taking their place. Today I saw in a nearby temple, in a nearby apartment complex, because of Ekadashi and Shravanam today, Tiruvonam Nakshatram. Shravanam is for Lord Srinivasa of Tirupati, and our Lord Srinivasa Uppiliyappan in Uppiliyappan Kovil. Shravanam is a general star for Srinivasa, all temples Srinivasa. So I went there and the priest was there. The priest was a brahmachari, little aged brahmachari, and I know that he is not fully equipped, and to help him, many devotees come and do his actions. Most of the actions are done by the devotees also. That means he doesn't know. When he doesn't know, we must understand the terse, T-E-R-S-E, verses of Pancaratra or Vaikams. The Lakshmi Narayana is the name of the Lord there, the presiding deity. So many other deities are there. For example, Dhanvantari is there, Swami Vedantesika is there, Ramanuja is there, Varaha Swami is there, Guru Ayurappan, Krishnan is there, then Andal, then so many there. Within a small complex, they have so many gods and goddesses. So, what is the point in now? How to worship each god or goddess? The priest definitely may not, may not know, definitely will not know. And fortunately, the Gayatris are written in the perfect form in Tamil. Almost perfect form in Tamil. So, Narasimha is there. It's a very small complex, just in the size of this room. That's a hall, this hall, that's all. So, Guda Nishayi Karana Kshamam. The Shastra Parameshwara Samhita must be capable of making secret decisions. This is what you call divine. So far, we are now talking about Divyam Vakyam. So now you draw a line now, and then go to Munina Dattam. So it's a Muni Vakyam, sage's sentence. So Muni Vakyam cha tadvidhi. Now, when the divine Vakyam, divine sentence will give us the beatitude, whereas Muni Vakyam will give us all the four purposes of human life. Dharma, the righteousness, good administration, charity, duty, and so on. So Dharma, Artha, the economic position, and then economic development, then purposeful life, purposefulness of life, then Kama is desire, the right desire that we must possess, and lastly, moksha. So Chaturvarga Phalapradam. O Brahma, O Lord Brahma, O Lord Creator, O Aravindaksha, O a person who has got lotus eyes. Aravindam is a red lotus. Red lotus. Eyes are also naturally red. If they are artificially red, we say anger. There is anger. There is some tension. So generally, the crimson red lotus, and the eyes are like lotus. And that is because two shades of meaning. In order to protect the devotees, he shows his affection, vatsalya, towards the devotees, and therefore their eyes are red. Brahma also, of course, Brahma also takes care of the creation, namely, especially us, namely subjects. Number two is, he is angry. Lord Brahma is also angry towards a lot of demons, especially Ravana or Mahabali Chakravarti or Hiranyakashipu and so on. So many demons are there. In Ramayana, you find a very big host of demons. In Krishnavatara also. At least in Ramavatara, demon's attack was only at the age of 12 for Ramavatara. But whereas Krishnavatara had at the age of 1.5. So you mean you have a big list of demons. So when he looks at the demons, he has an angry look. Therefore, Aravind doctor. And all these demons are seeking boons. They do very severe penance, unlike people like us who are not say very serious about penance. They do serious penance. They do violent penance. Vishwamitra was fasting for thousands and thousands of years. He stopped his breath. He stood on one leg. All these are all just defeated by demons. They can do better. And therefore, they seek boons. Hiranyakashipu asked boons from Lord Brahma. Final boon that he wanted to ask was, and you know how he was intelligent, shrewd in asking boons. He said, I must not die at night, I must not die at daytime, during daytime. I must not die out of the house or inside the house. I must not die in the sky or the earth. I must not be killed by weapons. I must not be killed by a human being or animals. See, a very, very great list of boons he asked. Finally, he said, very, very intelligent. That was the only boon he could have asked. So I must not be killed by any of your creation. Whatever you have created, it must not kill me. See, there, Narasimha played a trick. Narasimha did not inform Brahma that he will take incarnation as Narasimha. Brahma was shocked to see Narasimha because he did not create Narasimha. So this is why I say this is Chaturvarga Phalapradam. All the four human goals of life are granted by the sentence created by, or sentence given by sage. Rather, the sage is utters the statement, that's all. The creation is by Brahma or Lord Shivanarayana in turn. Lord Brahma was appointed as the creator only by Shivanarayana, and therefore all creations belong to only Shivanarayana and not to Brahma. He cannot claim the right that he has created. He has no right to claim. Then the problem of the sage's sentence will be, I think the beauty in this line, anarthakam asambaddham alpartham shabdadambaram anirvahakam adya ukter vakyam tatve paurusham. Shall we take it up as the middle line as qualities of the sentence of a sage, or Paurusham, right, I come to this meaning, Purushaha meaning human being. Purusha is meaning human being. Any ordinary human being can prescribe Shastras and then people may follow, but it should not be done. So this is the third type of Vakyam, sentence. And then, so Paurusham generally meaning, I told you virility, but this is by a human being, ordinary human being. Anybody can write any book on the agama of a temple, but they are not acceptable. So Paurusham Smritam, it is remembered, Smritam is remembered that it is by a man, it is by a human being, ordinary human being. So shall we apply the single line qualities to it, both or only the Paurusham? Let us decide. So let us not find fault with the sage much. So we will take up these qualities for the Paurusham, the human being's sentence, namely anarthakam, meaningless. Anarthakam is meaningless. The previous line, please. Anarthakam is meaningless, purposeless. Asambaddham is irrelevant, unconnected. Alpartham is the unnecessary, unnecessarily short meaning. Unnecessarily short meaning called alpartham. Meaning, again, the aim is not a good aim. The aim is not a good aim. So, alpartham. Purpose is not noble. Purpose is a mean purpose for something very easy, little, and materialistic. Then Shabda Dambaram, it will have bombastic words. It will have technical jargon, but they are useless. The second line, next line, Anirvahakam, unmanageable, Adi, etc. Uktehe Vakyam, whether it is Muni Vakyam or Paurusha Vakyam, Tate Paurusham. Let us consider all the bad qualities of this tradition written by an ordinary human being, individual soul. So what should we do about it? Heyam, it should be avoided. Cha and Anartha Siddhinam Akaram. We must understand it is a store of, Akaraha means store. So Akaram is a store of Anartha Siddhinam, dangerous consequences. Store of dangerous consequences. There are so many examples. Yes, an astrologer friend told me, in order to make somebody angry, make a god angry, you do something different. For example, Navagraha plays a lot of influence on our life. There is no doubt about it. 9 planets have sometimes good influence and bad influence on our life. So when there is good influence, we are all happy, and vice versa. And then he asked me to go in the anti-clockwise direction of the 9 planets, Navagraha. I said, no, I will not do it. If you anger the god, if you make the god ire, I-R-E, then they may do harm. So, Anartha Siddhinam Akara. The Paurusham Vakyam, a man-made sentence, will contain a store of bad consequences. And it will lead to Naraka Avaham. It will lead to hell. Then Prasiddha Artha Anuvadam Yat Sangatartham Vilakshanam Apichet Paurusham Vakyam Grahyam Tan Muni Vakyam. Now, the negative aspect of both Muni Vakyam and Paurusha Vakyam were said now. Now, in the last 2 lines of this set of verses, you find that there is a positive statement, meaning the Muni Vakyam, the sentence belonging to a sage or written by an ordinary human being, can be considered very seriously when they are the real translations or transcreations of the famous or popular ideas in other perfect traditions. So when there is a definition, when there is a difference in the Muni Vakyam and in the Paurusha Vakyam, that is the sentence belonging to a sage and the sentence belonging to an ordinary human being, they can be taken into account Sangatartham, in order to combine an idea, a good idea, which is a translation of the popular idea. Prasiddha Artha Anuvadam Yat Sangata Artham Vilakshanam. Apichet, if it is so, Chet, if it is so, Paurusham Vakyam Grahyam. The Paurusha Vakyam can be accepted. Purushavakya, the sentence of the ordinary human being can be easily accepted. And Tan Muni Vakyavat, just like the sentences of a sage. That means there are two divisions among the Purushavakyam and Paurushavakyam and Munivakyam. So Munivakyam may say good things which we can take up, and whereas Paurushavakyam also can give positive inputs, then we can consider that. And the preceptor's duty, who teaches all the priests in a temple, should know which Vakyam contains what, whether the content is good or not. And this paragraph can be taken now. Iti atra anirvahakam adyoktehe. From the beginning, first sentence, adya uktehe, the word also occurred just now, earlier. So anirvahakam, when it is unmanageable, iti divyamuni bhashitayoho. When you see that the divine sentence called Divya Vakyam, and Muni Vakyam, the sages' words, if there is a difference between these two, and if it is unmanageable, Viruddhartatvam uchyate. That means they are totally opposed to each other. Their purposes are different. So Divya has got only moksha as its aim, as we understood earlier. Munivakyam can have all the four human purposes of life as its aim. And therefore, so let us iron the difference, let us find out the differences and follow. Asambadhamiti purvapara viruddhatvam. Now the words which are given as bad qualities are defined here one by one. So when the second word is, first one is anarthakam, so meaningless. So the meaningless will be understood, meaninglessness will be understood when we understand the two traditions. That is two vakyams, two sentences, namely Divya Vakyam and Muni Vakyam. Asambadhamiti, if it is irrelevant, then Purva Apara Viruddhatvam. In the first page, there is one argument. In the next page, there is another argument opposed to it. Therefore, the incongruity of the two statements in single tradition will be called irrelevance. Taditam, therefore, idam, this, ubhayamapi, both Divya Vakyam and Muni Vakyam, Nikrishta Samhita Tyagena. All of us must give up a censured book. Many people scold that book that it is not a good book. Then we must not take it up. So we give up that book, which is called Nikrishta Samhita. Nikrishta Samhita is lowest in character, which is blamable, which is scoffed at, and which is censured. Utkrishta Samhita Parigraha Vachane, while accepting the words of the best Samhita, Utkrishta best Samhita book, Parigraha acceptance Vachane in the sentence, she Satvata Paushkara Naradiya Padmadi Virodhat. Again, there are very good books. One is Sri Satvata, the second is Paushkara, third is Naradiya, fourth is Padma, or Padma Samhita. So even if these four are good books, then there may be a difference among them. So what will happen if we have the differences among the good books? So we go to the next page, only one sentence, we will take it up. Again, sorry. So Samanyena is ordinarily Sarva Sankara Nisheda Parastra Purva Apara Grantha Virodham Avadharayantaha Drishta Buddhayaha Katichana, Tantra, Tantrantara, Maryada, Pravritta, Sthana, Akramana, Lubdha, Agama, Mantra, Siddhanta, Abhimani, Purusha, Krita, Prakshepaha, Ayamiti Manyanti. So again, we stress the point, assert the idea that a knowledgeable person will look into the books and then if at all he is asked to guide, he should guide. Otherwise, he must keep his mouth shut. If he doesn't know, Sarva Sankara, it will be if all mixtures are there and it is prohibited, Nisheda. Paraswa, Paraswa, if it is externally prohibited or internally prohibited, that meaning contradictions are, self-contradictions are there. Then Purva Apara, the former procedure and the latter procedure, Purva Apara. Grantha Virodha, the differences in the books. Virodham Avadharayantaha, people who know very well. Realized that meaning. Avadharayanta not only understood the meaning but also realized the meaning. Drishta Buddhayaha, they are of firm intellect. Drishta is firm, unwavering nature, a mind of unwavering nature. They will not change their opinion from good to bad. Katichana, only few people are there. A handful number of people are there. Katichana. Tantra, Tantrantara. So the tradition, one tradition and another tradition. Tantra, Tantrantara. Maryada, there's a limit. Pravritta, it is going on, the process is on. Thana, according to the place, we understood that there are places. Then Akramana or Akramana, whatever it is. If it is conquering one another's place or doing something wrong in another's place. Akramana or Akramana. Lubdha, we are greedy. The greed should not play a part in our tradition. Then Lubdha Agama, Agama is the book. Mantra, the spell. Siddhanta, the tradition. Abhimani, Abhimani is well-wisher. One who adores these traditions. Purusha Krita, when it is done by a human being. Prakshepaha ayam iti manyan. They must identify it as interpolation. That should be thrown off. Prakshepaha ayam. If at all a man-made tradition is identified by the scholars who are firm in their resolve, then we can say that it is a pure interpolation, addition without the knowledge of the original author.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.